I'm headed east out of Springer. I'm a few miles out. I stopped at a gas station to get a coffee, and they told me to say goodbye to the mountains, which kind of sad, but kind of excited, curious to see like how I do with the mileage and speed and stuff going through the more flat land. In a few miles here, I think, if not now, is when my elevation profile shows me continually dropping all the way to St. Louis. I'm going to go from 6,000 some feet to 412 feet by the time I think it's 412 feet by the time I get to St. Louis, which will be, you know, that's over a mile down in elevation, or 1.6 kilometers in elevation over the course of the next 1,000 miles. I haven't been in that low elevation in a while. Been in the mountains most of this year. I believe this is my final goodbye to the mountains, pretty much. By the end of the day, I'm not sure if I'll see them anymore for the rest of my journey home. It's been nice being in them. Beautiful, beautiful mountains. This is pretty cool. It's a little state highway rest area. Just some picnic tables with a kind of shade rain structure over top and a few trees, but that's nice, especially out here where you can see there's not really a whole lot of tree action going on. History blip number 1, point of rocks, and blip number 2. I may be incorrect here, but that sign says the elevation here is 6,300 feet. I think that is the highest that I'm going to be for the rest of the way back to St. Louis. I'm so high right now. I'd like to say after this it's all downhill, but it doesn't work exactly like that. But it will be progressively going down in elevation for the rest of the jaunt here. I've been listening to the Audible book of Stephen King's On Writing, and one of the things he's talking about while I was listening today is to read more. And I think it's cool. I just found graffiti here that says read more, followed by such classics as CJ somebody sucks dick, Arkansas. What a colorful world we live in. Looks like Gladstone Mercantile is closed right now. Luckily, there's a water spigot that's still turned on, because I was counting on filling up water here at the halfway point, basically, to Clayton. Take a break. I'm at 38 miles, and it was all headwind all day today. So I'm pretty beat. I woke up pretty early. I know this is a weird ass video, but my camera couldn't see me and I don't want to use a white light, but it dropped below freezing last night and I got up at like 4 a.m. because I'm going to bed so early. But I'm having a hot coffee, made some oatmeal, should be ready to go by sunrise. Everything's covered in frost. I cowboy camped. My bivvy sack is covered in frost, and my sleeping bag Even inside the bivvy was all frosty. So my sleeping bag's damp, but it's super peaceful and it's a full moon. There's no sound out here. It's crazy. This is my good morning oatmeal. So, oh man, this is hard to do with the lighting. So this is dark chocolate blocks, and I was testing out, instead of trying to shave it all with my knife, which makes a big mess and it's a hassle, and I cut my finger doing it once, I just broke half the bar off and then broke it into the quarters, and then threw it on top of the oatmeal, and then put it in the pot cozy and let it sit for a while. Look at that. I'm gonna ruin the happy face, but then it just mixes right in there. And you gotta use dark chocolate. I know I'm a dark chocolate fiend, but the little bit of bitterness really helps balance out the sweetness of the flavored instant oatmeal. I've tried milk chocolate and it was just overpoweringly sweet. All right, I got a little bit of light from a sunrise starting right behind me, so I can shoot a video and then I'll look like a terrible horror movie. I'm camped out. There's a rancher's house over there, and then on the other side of the road, and there's the road up there by that guardrail. I think I'm adjusting to the cold a little bit, but beating myself up slightly when I woke up, because last night my thought was, before dark, is what if it frosts? What I'll usually do is just set up my, with my tent, the Cloud Up 2, the Pro or the regular one, you can set it up with just the ground sheet and the rain fly as like a rain shelter or shade structure. And doing that will, you know, all the frost will settle on the rain fly rather than settle on all your stuff. And I should be making it to Springer today. No, not Springer. I left Springer. Clayton, New Mexico. That'll be my last town in New Mexico. And then I'll be crossing into Oklahoma, and then I'll be crossing into Kansas. Well, the sun's right in my eyes, so this is a little funky, but this is wonderful riding early morning on this road. There's a lot of nice shoulder. There's a few chunks of this road, Highway 412 and 56, east out of Springer, New Mexico, that were a little short on shoulder, but a lot of it's been like this. Tailwinds are just picking up. No traffic. Dead quiet. Cows off to the side. Man, what a wonderful morning. Beautiful sunrise. And whew, I'm excited about having a tailwind after having headwind all day yesterday. Not even 9:30 in the morning and I'm pulling into Clayton already. 44 miles, pretty cool. I made it to Oklahoma through Clayton, New Mexico, where I stopped for a second breakfast and chatted with some folks outside the grocery store. And the shoulder completely disappeared as soon as I crossed into Oklahoma. Had such a nice shoulder for that whole last jaunt. Man, I'm gonna miss that. There's semi-traffic and cattle trucks and big pickup trucks and all that coming down this road, so I got about maybe 10 more miles or so. I got to Felt, Oklahoma, and this is at their kind of park where you can camp out. Got my bivvy sack and my sleeping bag out to dry. They should dry in time. Sun's gonna be going down soon, so I need to get camp set up. I did 72.5 miles today. I am famished, sore, and Thanks to Mindy Bass in town here, I rode around hoping I just find a spigot to get water at one of the churches or the school. And she was outside, a local here for the last 30 years, and she let me fill up water. Super, super nice lady. I did not tighten this enough when I put it on in Moriarty, which probably means I've messed it up a bit, but I tightened it up. I flipped my bike over. Look at the size of this guy. Holy cow. And I've left my tent open this whole time.